I'll do the intro.
You want to count down or some shit?
I do a mental countdown because you don't want sound in the thing. So
which kind of this awkward ass little silence.
It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward now, but it won't be awkward in the recording. Like when I redo everything.
You need to watch the recordings. You need to watch the recordings. Yeah, it's like you need to watch the recordings. Don't fucking up this count.
You are. I just need like 5 seconds of silence.
Kind of like at least 30 seconds. Come on. Now.
No, I haven't. You guys keep saying shit.
You power through it. This is like go.
Would you stop? You're the only one making noise.
Fine,
I just found out that my cousin who's out here that I don't talk to.
Welcome to the Are You Fucking Serious podcast. I'm Concept. That's Mookie's.
Bitch.
And that's Bear, who needs a waifu right now, fool.
I can't believe you fucking muted me. That right there is gold.
I'm gonna go.
Life gives you solutions.
Concept, your name from now on is Mark. I'm calling you Mark the whole.
Wow, I am not a Mark.
I'm calling you a Mark.
You a Mark ass nigga. That's what.
You a Mark ass bitch with your bitch assness.
No offense to anyone else named Mark on this. Listening to this.
It's Mark with a Q.
Damn.
With a Q. Okay. That separates everything.
I need an extra letter. Like, come on, that's not even necessary.
With a thing, with a little carrot over the A. Mark.
Oh, that's bad.
Anyway, how you coons been?
Wow, that's how we starting off. Like, damn, I was at least gonna say, "How are you doing? You still ugly, bitch." But
you already started.
You already started here at this point. I mean,
you know what, Mark?
Strong in the
you know what, Mark? I hope Jake Steak Farm leaves your ass.
I hate you. I hate you so much. How dare you?
I know you find them cute too. I already know that.
Hey, both the Jakes. I'll take white Jake, black Jake. If there's like a Mexican Jake, I'll take him too.
Yeah, that's funny.
You know you prefer white Jake.
It depends, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It does depend. Because I've seen him in like other pictures in real life. Because he's like, did you guys know that he's actually like a real State Farm rep?
Really?
Yeah, he's a nigga that worked in the damn office.
I didn't know that.
And he just said, khakis, just that. Well, think about it. That's the only thing he says in the commercial.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Wasn't it originally a white dude?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
It was originally Jake from State Farm was originally white, wasn't he?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. The original dude was an actual State Farm agent. Like he actually was a rep that worked at the headquarters and some shit.
That's funny because I remember they had they filmed him like in like the actual office and there was somebody like behind him who was like khaki. So,
right. And that's kind of a dope story though, because I feel like they should do that more often.
They should.
Like show people like to do it if they want to, but I feel like he wouldn't want to though, because
I don't know how they had that one commercial where you pass on the mantle the current Jake.
Right. And I think it's because think about how many commercials the Black Jake has done already that are different from the original concept.
Right.
To have this guy do it, that's a full-time job, so he'd have to stop doing his actual job to be an actor. Basically,
I would stop. Like if I gotta meet all these celebrities and everything, I would stop working. Like I'd be like, peace out, bitches.
It depends though.
Mark and Bear,
because not everybody is Flo. Because Flo got it.
Yeah. Flo got it.
Yeah.
He must have done that shit for like 10, 15 years at this point. She might have been doing this job for 10, 15 years at this point.
Yeah. No, she has been, and that's dope. Honestly, I think.
And I read that she writes the script for him. Her and then the girl from AT&T. The girl from AT&T, she writes them, stars in them, and directs them.
Damn.
And then, and then Flo. She's actually, she's not.
She is.
She's from here.
No, I said she bad. Like she looks good. Yes. No, I know.
I'm not gonna objectify her though, but like yes. I'm just keeping neutral. But Flo, she's originally a stand-up comedian.
Really?
Yeah.
Really? Huh.
I mean, I guess that kind of works for the commercials because she's kind of like corny. She does like corny comedy, technically. So, yeah, I can see that.
She's like that karaoke.
And people, if you see a dog that just randomly appears on camera because he's acting up and wants attention, just Watson. At the time of this recording, he'll be 8 months on the 1st of the next month that follows this date here that we recorded. But yeah, he just a little bit of a crack kid, as you can see. Like,
look at him. He just like, hey, where's that hand going?
like he will. If I leave it here, he'll jump toward it.
Yeah, look, he about to. He was ready to get up for it. He's like, all right.
He gives no fucks.
Like you.
None.
The dog chase after the owner.
No, dude.
He gives more fucks than I do, though.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you sure, though?
I'm very sure.
I don't know about that.
Because mine is probably at like a negative a million. And his...
Well, anyway.
Shit.
The topic for today is guilty admissions or guilty confessions. And, you know, I'm going to start just so you guys get a feel for it, of what that actually means. So I hope I don't have to edit this out. God. I was more...
I hope you do.
I was more affected by the passing of Aaliyah than I was 9/11. Now, let me explain. before we get all the hate mail. I was young. I think I was 7 when that shit happened, 7 or 8.
You were probably about...
I was in middle school when
No, you weren't.
You were not in middle school in 2001.
I mean, your ass is like 45 right now. Like, what the fuck?
Exactly.
Okay,
Do your math, dog.
I was in late elementary. I know that for sure now.
Subtract the year you were born from 2001.
That was 20 years ago.
That would give
that was 20 years ago, Bear.
Right, 20 years ago. So look about it back. Yeah.
Means you were 8.
Yes.
So dumbass.
I guess it's too young for it. I don't know. But,
yeah, so I was 8 years old. And
Bear, for a nigga who went to private school, you got like a public school education.
I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. But the reason why, though, is because so Aaliyah passed away August of that year, and you know September 11th was September 11th, and I loved Aaliyah. I still love Aaliyah. She's actually like, I think, if not my favorite artist, at the top 3. And I still listen to her albums, which you can't get them anywhere. So I'm lucky that my mom liked her too. And so, I mean, was just a huge fan. And when 9/11 happened, I didn't know that it wasn't still about Aaliyah. I thought, because it was still planes, because she passed away tragically in a plane crash, for those of you who don't know. And I was like, oh, there's a plane on screen, because we didn't watch it in school like everybody did. That was sadistic or masochistic. People watched it in school.
I didn't know until I got home, and I was living out here.
Yeah, okay. Bear, did you
watch like...
I watched it in my
Ricky
kitchen.
Late.
And it was like, it was still playing even when we went to school.
Yeah, but they didn't like play it in school for you, did they? They take you.
I was already in school.
Yeah, we had like in school. They had the wheel-in fucking TV. They had us sit there, and we was all looking.
What school were you at?
I was in Baptist school, First Christian.
Of course you were, but I'm actually surprised that the Baptist school did that shit.
Yeah, because like my school out here, like it was public, and it's like, but like where was a heavy Bible, like serious Bible spot, and we didn't know anything about it. And so when I got home as a kid, I used to always watch the news anyway. It wasn't until I got I turned on TV, so I was like, I'm gonna watch Ricky Late, because you know she used to have some interesting shit on after school when I got home. And then
damn,
I hit it on, and like
fast.
Right, and then like literally every channel was just nothing but like the planes. I'm like sitting there. My mom was like, "What you doing?" I'm like watching the news, and she's like, "Oh, I didn't want you." I'm like, "You know, I'm gonna watch the news anyway. I watch it every day." And so that's how I kind of like found out. And my mom came home like 2-3 hours later. By then, I like knew everything. Yeah, she said she was like getting ready for work to happen.
I didn't know anything had happened, and when I got home, like I didn't even know till like the next day what happened, because again I wasn't allowed to watch a lot of TV growing up, and especially the news I never really watched, like, and I didn't have cable, I didn't have anything like that, so like all my knowledge is basic bitch like TV knowledge and trash TV mostly.
PBS.
Yeah, no, for real. I mean, and that was the
Jerry.
most valuable shit I learned. But I didn't know till the next day, and everybody was all sad. And we actually had some people in class who had cousins and aunts that were, you know, in the towers when it happened. And they were like, "Oh, we're gonna make these like flowers, and they're made out of toilet paper. They looked pretty, whatever." And they made a banner. It was whatever. But to be honest, even to this day, I am still like, I'm not saying 9/11 was tragic. I'm just saying, in the story of my life, I would say Aaliyah's passing affected me more because like I loved her. Like she was honestly, if I had to say my first crush, my first like love, like, and I mean in every way.
At that point.
I mean, I was 8, so I mean, at that point, like, she was like everything. Like, oh man, like just beautiful and like, you know. And I wasn't grown, so I wasn't a pedophile. So, sorry, bad jokes. But I mean, all jokes aside, I mean, yeah, I was. That's my guilt. That's one of my guilty confessions for today. Is like I just was not. I was affected in the sense of like I didn't know people. Like I ended up finding out that some people that I didn't know were there. You know, some people were on vacation there, in fact, and you know, fortunately, a lot of them made it out. I mean, some of them got cancer, you know, because of all the materials, and I guess, but
That's that one right there.
But that's what I mean is like I wasn't directly linked to it in any way. Like it was just the American thing, you know. It wasn't like you know. But that's my confession.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people were like explicitly linked to it, but it is like, you know, the American like tragedy. But if it didn't really affect you, then it's just like it was just you remember that day, but it never shocked you. Like,
yeah, I wasn't like shocked by it. Like it's not like I was expecting it to happen, but I was just like I was a kid.
Yeah, I think
like it would be worse if you were like, oh no, my dad's there. That's his bill. Like that. That'd be way worse than like just
I think the scary part for me is that like so after my mom and we had just moved here, where I live now, and back in the day, there was literally like a month after we moved here, there was a national disaster on the scale of like at the time it was the 9/11 of the day. I'm not trying to give too many clues about where I live. But at the time, yes, and still currently now, it is still considered one of the biggest domestic issues we've ever had in terms of it was somebody from the U.S. and not from somewhere else. And so after so I remember as a kid being 2 and going to I don't live too far from it now. And like being a kid at 2, I still kind of remember going up and like doing things to memorialize some people who were there. And then for like 9/11, shit you not, I was literally on a plane just a few weeks before coming back to where I am now from LA. So it was just like a matter of like time where it was just like that easily could have been me if they decided to like bump up the time, and I was flying by myself because anytime I would fly as a kid from LA to here, I would always go by myself because I always had family somewhere where I was landing to pick me up from the airport. And so it's just like, I never want to go back to that. Like, just knowing that it could have easily been me. It just sucks because it's just like, you never know.
It affects people a lot, though. I think even now, my mom has not gotten back on a plane since that happened.
And I had never been on a plane by that point. When I was
you on a plane for your graduation?
That was before.
Fair. Didn't she get on a plane for your? No, I'm saying your mom. Didn't she get on a plane for your graduation?
From California to Minnesota.
For real?
That's 3 days.
Yeah, no, she drove from California to Minnesota.
You gotta tell her to get on a plane.
The hurt was.
What about when y'all went to Orlando?
Orlando, she never went with me. That was with me and other guys, other friends that Roger knows. That we went out there. But no, she's never rode the plane since then. So,
damn. Okay, so but that's what I mean. You know. I didn't get affected that way because I had never been on a plane before. Right. So and it didn't scare me in that way because I was like,
you just got on your first plane like 3 years ago too.
It's 10 now. Actually, it was actually to the college trips actually. So St. John's, Harvard, and all those trips. Yeah, those are my first times.
Yeah.
Bro,
Like-
I've been my first time on a plane. I was 2, so I've been flying since I was 2. I love it.
I
hate
love it
being on the
now.
ground. I hate being on the ground so much. Like I had the perfect summer where literally I was on a trip and either at a concert it would be a trip concert each like month, so it'd be like 1 a month basically, and it was just like so beautiful. And I got grounded, and yeah, COVID happened, so then I couldn't go anywhere.
You know what actually did scare me from going on planes?
But
When Nate Dogg died.
Yeah.
Now, for those of you who don't know, there was this weird rumor that he passed away because he was going, because he actually had been on a bunch of planes in that week. Like he had literally just been flying like all week. And then he ended up having a heart attack. Now, I know that's not how that works, but
no correlation.
no correlation whatsoever. And understand, I'm a scientist. But that's
Scientist.
yeah, I'm a scientist.
Right.
But like actually though, I mean I have a science degree. But
Soft science ass bitch.
yeah, whatever.
I'm a soft science too, so like it's still
Exactly. I'm not. That's
I'm
why
not
I
calling
don't care.
myself a scientist.
But that's what I mean. Is it's like I know that there's no correlation, but at the time when I was reading that, like I was believing in conspiracy theories. Like whenever you read something, and I'm better about it now, but it made it true, even though it was obviously not. So that low key scared me. So that's also a guilty confession. My next guilty confession is I watched a shit ton of flat Earth stuff.
That's fine.
Do I believe it? No. But I watched
Oh.
so much flat Earth shit.
All right, so this is kind of like a weird guilty confession, not really a guilty confession anyway. But when I was a kid, living out here, I used to have to do karate because my mom wanted me to do something besides just play basketball. And so I used to make it my goal. Like, one, I hated wearing a cup because that shit was like uncomfortable as a child. 'Cause it was just like, what the fuck? I'm gonna end this fight before I need to even like worry about getting hit anyway. Two, my goal used to be not only did I want to embarrass these people in front of their like family, I wanted to make sure they couldn't walk properly because I was just like so fucked up in the head. I just wanted it to end. And so literally one of my first fights, I was a white belt and I was just like chilling. And so it was at a tournament, everything. We go out to the tournament. I'm all like pumped up. It's the first time. All my friends are like, yeah, you gotta like be focused and everything. I look for a moment. So I go through and I do like 3 rounds of fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I do like the first round, get past, because you're the first one to 10, second one, pass, third round. As this kid, at the time, I was like kind of tall, but like I was tall for like my age, but still kind of short, obviously, because I'm a kid. And I was really skinny at that time. So this dude was bigger than me, around my height though, but just chunkier. And so I remember, like literally, this day I don't remember like how it happened, but I just remember that the next thing I know is my foot hit the middle of this dude's chest and he was out like a light. So like after that, I had to like turn around so I couldn't see. But basically, I knocked the wind out of this kid. And from that fight on, anytime I fought somebody doing karate, my whole goal is I just want to knock this shit out. I want to knock the wind. I want you on your ass. And when you wake up, you in a car. You don't know how the fuck you got there. That was the goal.
So that
And
started.
the only time I got, and the only time I got pissed is because I did this one fight and I hated losing fights. And sometimes I lost fights were mostly because they would do like, oh, well, you're like a gold belt, but I'm gonna match you with the gold belts and not people like gold belts in your age range. So it would screw me over because I gotta fight like high school kids. And I'm like, bruh, I'm 4 feet tall. How the fuck do you want me to fight somebody that's 6 feet tall? And so like those fights, obviously there was no chance I had. And then another fight, it was illegal and nobody wanted to call this dude shit, was the fact that he was coaching his fighter midway through the fight. So everything I would do, he would coach him to like counter it. And I'm looking at the judges, I'm like, he's not supposed to do this. And like, you have to keep fighting. I'm just like, bro, this shit is bullshit. Like, you can't just coach this dude through a fight because he's getting his ass kicked. Like,
So you were
that's
the original Jaden Smith karate kid.
They were the karate kid.
So Jaden Smith copied you.
Oh.
probably, I don't know. Like, I never did continue it when I moved out to LA because it was just more so of a no place really fit the vibe that I was looking for. But yeah, it was just kind of like, I think about it, if I had continued it, shit, I probably would have had a black belt by the time I was like 15, 16. Actually younger than that because I've been doing it for so long. Like I did when I was 6 all the way up until I stopped at like 8. was definitely on track, and I stopped at like a green belt. It's like I was making a ranks, or blue belt actually. So I was making a ranks.
Stopped in 2 years. We don't know how far you would have gotten. I don't know how the belts work.
The belts, it more like they don't really do it by like a year. So it's like, but I got my brown belt at a young age, basically. Probably would have been in middle school.
You were already brown.
I stopped at 9, not 8. I forgot I moved. I was 9, going to 10. So yeah, but I would have made my rounds and probably would have had a brown belt in middle school. Like, there was dude like black belts at like my age at the time.
And you've been trying to convince us that you weren't an asshole before high school, and you just confessed. No, you just confessed to aiming to knock the wind out of people.
I was nice though. Like I wasn't mean. Like I was like the nicest kid ever.
There's no nice way to.
It was just as soon as I got in that circle.
You like, I'm serious for this, but I will have to demolish you.
Like, you know, sorry, but I'm gonna knock your ass out. Like, yeah.
What's the niceness? The sorry? Right. That's the only thing.
Well, you had, like after you knock somebody out, you had to apologize anyway. So like I had to go like shake your hand. Like I remember one time there were times
the intentions weren't mean.
There was like a time my mom.
You were really trying to play this down.
Right. And I did it like I remember like a couple of fights too. I would like see something, and it would be like so quick because next I started like doing a little like dance, and bam, nigga on the floor. Yeah, it was fun.
That's like the equivalent of like hitting somebody in a Mortal like combat game, and then looking over and going, "I'm sorry," and then doing the fatality.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I apologize after the fatality though. Like sorry.
So you even do the fatality, and then you're like.
You know, like to be an asshole with it too. Like I kind of told my mom this, but she probably don't remember. So what I used to do is I used to get annoyed with me with the judges. So I would go one fight, one round. I would just do only punching and get my points. And then you got to switch it up. I'm like, I'm getting points. I don't care. It's next fight, all kicking. And it's the same thing. And by the time I got to the third fight, then I just started mixing it up. And people would just be like, I mean, I could have done it the whole time. I just didn't want to. Like,
so you were trying to get achievement points. Right. Trophies.
Well, no, because it's like if you think about it, so you're doing rounds, 2 rounds until you get to the gold medal round, right? And so it's a tournament style. So whoever in your age bracket, they'll fight, and then the loser round and all that until they make it to the final round. And so if you show all your moves in that first fight, as you go to your second and third, everybody knows what you're gonna do. So then I would just be like, I'm taller than everyone and I'm quicker. So I'm gonna just use my hands to my feet, my advantage. So I would just go in, I'm gonna punch you this one, and I would try to get like the harder points. So like you would get 2 points if you hit the top of the head. So then I would aim for the top of your head with my fist. You would get another point for like the stomach or like the chest. So then that's where I am. Trying to kick somebody in the head though, they allowed it, but you couldn't kick like right here. You got to kick on the side. So then I would aim for the side of your head too. Like. Yeah, but you had like cushions on your hands, feet, and your head. But yeah, you still felt that pain. Like it did not feel good.
I think Roger would like imagine that this was like some hood fighter
concept, nigga. Damn.
Come on.
But that's what but here's the thing. It's just like because I did MMA, I did mixed martial arts for like 2 years, and like
so then you understand.
No, we didn't do it that way. Also, I was considered a heavyweight because I was 225 pounds, and I was messing with dudes that are like fighting dudes that were 250, 300 because most people don't know that there's not really a limit after you get to like, you know, extra heavyweight and shit. Like there's no limit. So I'm over here beating up dudes who have falcon punches. Like no, there's no. No, I actually had legitimate concerns. You were a child. I could have died.
Hey man, I was just trying to have fun with it and like, you know, have a good time and just do some shit that was different. So if I was gonna go in and just like punch the lights out, I wanted to make it memorable for one of us. So like at least I remembered and you didn't, kind of thing.
I feel like this isn't a guilty confession. Like I feel like you're proud of this. This is a proud confession.
Nah, so I went from like, cause I don't even like fighting, especially now. I'm more going to just talk shit to you to make you laugh or feel offended. One of the two, depending on how your emotions are, because I don't give a fuck. But yeah, other than that, I'm not about to like sit up here and be like, some bullshit.
You using your phone?
Yeah.
I just realized that. What happened to your computer?
I am using I'm just like trying to do a little test thing here. Because I was trying to use my computer last time, and then last few times it's been happening, it's been like worse than my phone. So I actually wanted to see, is it?
That's that Boost Mobile 7 he got.
Yes. The boost.
Hit the chirp button. Hit the chirp button.
Chirp button.
I swear to God, we got to do a full podcast with just a chirp.
Oh man. How hard is that
Whole chirp conversation. People are gonna hate us. If that's not our most disliked video or podcast, I'll be surprised.
I'm gonna do reverse psychology. I'm like, I encourage you to dislike this video, and I'm gonna still talk shit about your mom having a 5 head.
I'm gonna be like, I get it. I'm mad too.
Now you're gonna be like, I get it. I'm mad too.
Because here's the thing.
I'm like, but your mama built like them tables that was just half off.
I forgot to tell y'all, I'm getting leg surgery.
Yeah?
What you do to your legs?
Because I can't stand you niggas.
You know what? I'm gonna make sure you get 2 for 1 special. So I'm gonna make sure that's the other one too, with your the captain there. We look like Lieutenant Dan trying to swim in the ocean. Lieutenant Dan.
We gonna break your shit.
Now I'm gonna keep your ass away from me. You gonna be trying to knock the air out of my oxygen tank.
Right.
Nigga, no, I'm gonna take that shit for myself. Like, nigga,
you got air over there? You don't need that.
Shit, you don't need to breathe. Damn, use your lungs.
All bad.
You know what? He said he gonna do this surgery unlike no anesthesia. He just gonna take it raw. That's just like he like to do his nasty ass.
It's all bad.
All right. All right. Next guilty confession, Bear. You gotta have one.
I have one. Yeah, I have one. I just realized one. I'm not
beat a nigga's
guilty about it, but I guess it is a confession that I can put in here. So my guilty confession is I've been drunk before I was 12.
Damn.
So here's how it happened.
Functioning alcoholic?
Indeed. So now you know why. So here's how it happened. Beforehand, way back in the day, I was with my dad over in Compton's area, all that stuff. So with the area there, we were having it was like a get together party going on with there's like a match between like my god brother's like birthday and then my godmom's like just I guess get together party that she had, right? So everyone's loaded. Me and my cousin get the bright idea. He's like 13, 14. So right around the age where you started like learning more about alcohol. Me, I had already known about it anyway because everybody drinks on my dad's side, so it wasn't too unknown at that point. We're like, let's go try it out. So of course we find the one cooler that has all of the wine coolers in it, and of course it's unguarded at this point. So we're over here sneaking like wine coolers at this time. I'm like 5'2", maybe kind of tall, but pretty short still. And I wasn't even that big back then.
You were short.
Yeah, pretty short. So I was pretty short back then. And so I'm like,
I was that 5'2".
Yeah, I bet you were. So 5'2", and then my cousin is like, I'll say about like 5'8", 5 something like that. It's close. So we've snuck about, I would say, 6 wine coolers each, because it was just a whole big wine cooler thing going on.
Well, it doesn't sound. I mean, wine coolers don't have that much alcohol in it. Like you'd have to drink
guess.
like.
If you're 12.
I mean, yeah, but like you have to drink like what, 20 of them to get a buzz.
Don't drink until.
I don't know, because the whole thing is, back in the day, it was a whole lot different for that. So those wine coolers, I believe, like they probably, I think, toned it down actually on the alcohol content of what it used to have. So it was actually, I think, probably around 10% or something like that. Like there was a kick. We only had it really before in the beginning because it was like, hey, it kind of tastes like juice, and that's where we just went off from there. So we had the bright idea afterwards as well, while we're loaded at this point, to play basketball. Horrible idea. the worst game I've ever played. I can't even.
Are you
I can't even
serious?
imagine. I can't even. I can remember that we were just shooting over the hoop. I don't even think we were just even like aiming coherently at that point. So my favorite part though about it is that I remember that as the party was winding down, I did have to get back across the street, which ended up being the strongest mission I've ever had, where I believe I fell and hit the gate. And
no wonder why you ain't got no balance.
Man, I staggered my way across the street and I ended up landing on like my grandma's couch. And as you know, if they like have like the hood grandmas, they have all like the little the cushions over all their couches and shit.
Mm-hmm.
So I had that all splattered on my face on the like couch, just knocked out. And I only remember vaguely that my grandma was just like, "Oh, he's tired." I don't even know why she said it like that, but that's all I remember in my head.
Because she was twisted like, too.
Yeah, I guess. I don't even think she was, but yeah, that was my first experience ever getting drunk at like 11.
I mean, that sounds like it could be a guilty one. I give you that.
I don't even say it's guilty because I laugh when I think about it because like, that shit was funny.
That makes me want to know, like, do you have any like K-State guilty confessions? Because so for those you don't know, so at our school, in college, obviously there's 420, and usually that same weekend or right around the same time is K-State, which basically just means you need to finish a case of whatever alcohol you like within like a day. So like kind of not really 24 hours. Well, kind of 24 hours.
It is 24
like
hours.
12.
24 hours. So if you're smart, you drink 2 an hour, you start at midnight, and then you work your way over it, but you cap it like either 6 or 12 case. You don't do 24 like some idiots have done. But I want to know, because obviously I don't drink. I didn't drink in college really at all. So you have any dumb like K-State stories? Because I have some of people pissing themselves at a house they didn't belong to.
I have one.
Hilarious.
I have one that it's not even like a guilty confession. It's more of like an irritating confession. That
Spill it.
I did K-State. I think it's like our junior year.
Okay.
I think it's junior or senior, one of the two. So I remember, no, it's senior. So it was I think it was in Placid. Yeah. So I remember, I decided to do it like with wine at that point for K-State. I had like 4 big ass bottles. So I was like, all right, finish all today. And I had the bright idea at some point to actually go barbecue and make ribs. And so
that takes hours.
I know. This is the funny part. I'm over here cooking ribs. I'm seasoning and shit and pulling from the fucking wine bottle as I'm doing it, which is hilarious. Getting everything pretty much set up for it. Ended up cooking the ribs. And what I'm mad at is that those ribs actually ended up turning out to be the best ribs I've ever made, and I can never make them again.
You were drunk.
And I was drunk. And
they could have been undercooked, and you would have thought that was good.
Hold on, bro. You will turn around and say Church's chicken is delicious when you're drunk, and that's just garbage.
No, look,
my girl, I get my girl about that all the time.
Here's why
Church's
I know
chicken
it's better.
Has a greasy ass biscuit. How do you like that food? The only way you can like the food is if you drunk.
Yeah, no, look, here's how I know that it
was probably dry as fuck.
Dude.
Undercooked something.
They ate all my ribs before I had some.
They were drunk too.
Not all of them.
Oh, also,
and didn't you live with a
that's revenge. That is revenge. Okay, do you remember this? I'm gonna bring it up. All right, story time. I'm gonna put up a graphic. I don't care. It's good. This is I don't know if it's a guilty confession, but it was funny as hell. You remember Bernard and Pawua?
Yeah.
So Bernard and Pawua, Bernard was one of my roommates, and we actually had a 6-bedroom like apartment. Each one of us got our own bedrooms and bathrooms, and the main floor was our shared space of living room and kitchen, and then there was another bathroom down there for like a guest bathroom, or if you're downstairs for whatever reason, whatever. So one day, Bear's over, like as he was always over. You were always playing Freddy's. It was a Wii U. It was not a Switch. It was a Wii U. And so you were always over, which was cool. Whatever. You always hung out. There was the hangout spot. And that year we didn't drink like that. The people that I lived with, we just didn't drink. We just had this natural like fun. Like it was dope. So there was no drinking involved here, at least to the best of my knowledge. So Bernard and Pua were on a date, and Bernard is from the Bahamas, and Pua is from Minnesota, and there has a little date going, and Bernard actually made like a Cornish game hen and some sides or something, right? So he and Pua are just on a little date, sitting at the table in our living area. Right, here comes Bear. And Bear.
Oh, I can feel the niggatry already. Hold on, what did I do?
So they're eating, right? They're having a nice, lovely little dinner, and I just so happen to be there. Connie is just like, walking in and doing whatever. So I witness Bear ask if he could have some food. Now, y'all like, oh, that's not bad. I mean, it's kind of weird because they're on a date, whatever. That's not the problem. The problem was Bear, cut some Cornish game hen, because again, they already had some, but they just cut some off of one side. There was still the other side. So he cuts a bunch on the off the one side, which is like, all right, they were already eating that. That's great, whatever. He takes the other half that he did not cut. And I say the other half, like the half, like it was half a Cornish game hen for their date. Now, Bernard and Pua are tiny people, so of course they're not going to eat the whole thing. However, the coonery was real. You took half of their Cornish game hen. You took half of their dinner.
This. See, college was like a day because I got a second
story related. So this is Bear at our dorm, same year, but different guy. It was a guy named Freddie. Shout out to you, Freddie. Miss you. He lives in Japan now. He's great. He was probably trying to get away from Bear. So he made food.
Bear was in Japan for a while.
Yeah, but this is before Freddie was
graduation.
Oh no, it wasn't. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, so but Freddie made some food, right? And I forgot what he made. It was some type of like stir fry type dish. And we're all just chilling, whatever. Same situation. He asked, Bear asked, "Can I have some?" Now again, that's not the problem. So we're all talking. We were talking for like 45 minutes, and Freddie's sitting at the table. Bear's like, playing a game. But what we did not notice until the end, until Bear left, was Bear kept standing up and grabbing a little bit of food and coming back down. So he would grab some from the pot in the kitchen and come back down. He would grab some more, come back down. He would grab some more, come back down. And Freddie is just over there eating. But Freddie had finished his plate for a little while, but we were talking, So Bear leaves. Freddie goes to get some more. There's no more food. There's no more food.
I remember that. Okay, I remember that one. That was funny.
Mm-hmm.
So the orange juice,
if you got food or juice, if you got food or juice, you do not have to leave it around Bear.
There are more stories. I have more stories.
There's so many great stories.
There's so many of them.
They're so great.
God.
But those were like some of the funniest ones because especially the date.
Oh shit! Didn't you cook for us 1 year? Oh, I remember that. Didn't you cook for us your junior year? Because you got like a bunch of food left over, and we came over for like spring break or whatever, and that's when we used to come over and just like play video games.
Yeah. Because I was the only one with an apartment, and all the food was gone.
God.
Like we were playing games, just chilling, and we didn't even realize that Bear was over there just like munching.
Right.
Because like the shit part was too is like, so yeah, the cafeteria is open during like when you're on campus during breaks, but
there's specific times and like it's not. It's
if
weird.
It's like after like 8, it's closed, and they kick you out if you like just sit there chilling. And so it'd be 11, 12 o'clock, and usually during regular hours on campus, we'd go to Saxton and get like, it basically was like a 7-Eleven almost. Just get whatever you want, like ready to eat type order. Some stuff was made to order too, if they were nice enough, and or if you knew people who worked there. And so during like breaks or whatever, there's nothing. If you don't have snacks loaded up in your room, or like steal food from the Reef, which is the cafeteria, your ass was starving. So it was like late at night, be hanging out over at Concept's place, okay, Mark, and playing video games and everything. And then like Concept was like, you know what, I'm gonna make some food. Food bomb was fucking one. But 2, we didn't have no leftovers because somebody was like, you know what, fuck y'all.
Like there was nothing like I would say he licked the pots and stuff, but
It was great.
nothing.
There was nothing.
It was rice. It was delicious. Like
it was, yeah.
Delicious,
so for those of you who don't know, like I love cooking. I've loved cooking since I was a kid. I wanted to be a chef when I was younger, but you know that's just I'm not trying to face Gordon Ramsay like that.
I just told my girl that the exact same thing yesterday.
I know my food is bomb, but he's so judgmental. Judgmental white people will change your life.
Right.
They'll change your whole life decisions.
You don't need all that.
But yeah, no. So those are, I guess, not guilty confessions on my part, but you know,
I guess do I take those guilty confessions in? Those are mine then. Apparently,
those are yours.
I claim those.
Though you're not guilty about them.
Yeah, I'm happy to say none of you have a guilty confession about me. So,
oh, you know, I do have a guilty confession.
What the fuck did I do to your ass besides just clown you consistently?
No, not you. It's not about you. It's about you.
I was about to say
you or Jason. It's one of your friends.
Who?
You know who I'm gonna bring up. My boo.
Who?
My boo.
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Here we
go. Oh Lord. Oh God.
Nah, I don't really have a guilty confession about him, but I'm just, I just wanted to say he's cute. Mitch, I'm just saying if you're single, I don't know.
The fact that like Mitch knows about this too. Like I told him, I was like,
I know I told him about it. I told him I'm direct. and he is very very straight, which is perfectly fine. Where that was all just jokes, but you know, and if anybody ever feels uncomfortable with that, I usually stop because I know sexual harassment is real, like a real problem.
You don't stop, and I'll tell you to stop
because because you never say to stop.
Yeah.
You can fight with me all you want. You ain't getting nowhere. Shit.
But that's what I mean. I that's
like I went to I got forced to go to a strip club on my 21st birthday, and I didn't want to go. And so, well, no, I was with my goddad, and my godmom had walked in with me at one point, and my godmom's ex-husband. And so it was just like I did not want to be here. And so then it was on a Tuesday too, so it wasn't even time. And so,
did you go to Barber Coast?
What'd you say?
Did you go to Barber Coast?
No, I was out here. And
okay.
So I was just like I was like just trying to chill and everything. And it's like my godmom's husband at the time was just trying to get me to like fall in love. And I'm like, bro, I'm bored. Like I'm not like I don't understand the enjoyment of like just standing here and watching and that's it. Like no, like that shit don't like so like I was trying to fight with me and everything. I had one girl blowing my ear and I wanted to punch her. Like, I was just like, and hold on, like her name was like Wednesday. That was her stage name. And
Winston?
when you give her a tip, she blow Wednesday.
Wednesday. Okay. I thought you said Winston. I was like, why does she choose that? Like
Churchill? So like when you give her a tip, she blows in your ear. And I was like, no. And then she had a squeaky voice. So it didn't help that I just wanted to like punch her in the face. And so I was just like, you know, and then there was another girl there who she was old enough to be my mom. I have nothing against like moms and all that. But she just didn't look the part that like you would want to have. And she also had some store-bought chest. Yeah, I have no offense to it. Until you do some dumb shit like this. Because they were proportional to her body. But then she started flexing them like Terry Crews be doing.
What?
Why?
What?
Wow, okay.
She started flexing them like Terry Crews started doing.
Oh.
That's me. I was like, I don't find this attractive at all. Like,
yeah, you just hear the back of your head, power.
I want to go home. Like, take me. Like, you know what? This is before Uber was like big too, and I was just like, take me home, like, because I don't want this. Like, man, no, I felt uncomfortable. I was like, no.
That tastes bad. That's the way it is. I'm making that face. It just tastes bad. Like it offended my other senses.
So the one stripper that I was allowed to get dances from, because my godmom's husband was paying for the dances, was this one girl. She was black and I think Asian, so she was mixed. And so for whatever weird, I'm like, bro, like she cool and all. Like no, and then he was like getting her to like sit down next to us and everything. And then she started talking about her kid, and I was like. I want to go home.
Right.
You know what? Related. I actually have a related. It's not really a guilty confession because I don't care. But I actually there's a strip club in the cities here in Minnesota that I would frequent because I had a friend who was a server there, and she's like, "Come on down." She gave me a bunch of coupons, And I can't I can't resist.
I still remember those coupons. Like coupons.
Everybody thinks I was joking. I actually
Yeah,
have
I was like,
stripper
imagine that
coupons.
way you have coupons.
Like, well, anyway, because so they get you in for free, of course, because the cover is usually like $10-15 or some shit. And so I would go frequently, and then I actually got to know a lot of the girls. And I wasn't even there for the lap dances, and they would just come and chill with me. And I get free drinks, and we would just talk, and because whenever they needed a break or that somebody was being creepy, they would just come to me. It was kind of cool. So guilty confession, I go to strip clubs for fun, but not like the strippers. I go to strip clubs to chill.
In Atlanta. They go for the chill and the chill. They don't
People go to see strippers, and then you just go to hang out.
And we used to there was a strip club in St. Cloud, Minnesota that I used to go to, and I didn't even go to that strip club for the strippers at all. In fact, I used to go for the nachos. They had some bomb ass nachos.
So our homie from both of our schools, he always wanted to take a bunch of dimes, really nickels, to help you know who it is, heat them up and throw them.
I remember him. Oh boy. Did he ever end up doing that?
No, I don't think so. You would go to jail for that.
You would.
Actually, though.
Is that assault? That is assault. That is assault. What if it's just what if you just toss them adjacent? It's just yeah, here you go.
First of all, they would kick you off throwing nickels.
I don't know.
Who's gonna pick it up?
Somebody got a 4-star machine on the side of the stage. Here you go, yeah.
Oh my god. I mean, that's as bad as me when I was in high school.
What'd you do in high school?
Mild guilty confession, actually. Now that I brought it up, now that I'm thinking about it, and I may have brought this up before, but I used to go across the street because there was that meat market / little convenience store across from our high school, and
oh damn,
it wasn't a liquor store, so this time I can't say I was at the liquor store. But I actually went there once, or a few times, and I would get Arizona's, and they never charged tax there. So I would give them exactly $1 and tell them to keep the change.
Well, Arizona has in their laws that if you sell Arizona, it has to be $1.
Yeah, whatever. But they didn't. I didn't get charged tax for it, and so it was 99 cents, and I gave them $1 and told them to keep the change.
I don't carry change.
That's a petty guilty.
I have a credit card wallet. No, I feel I have a credit card wallet, and so I don't ever carry change. Literally, when people give me change, I would give it away, and now or just give it to whoever's closest to me. And now it's just I gotta be somewhat responsible. Whenever I get change to drive through, I usually just keep it in my car. So I never know if I'm gonna need it for parking or just random change. It's something is $2.20 and I got 20 cents in my car or whatever. So I keep it that way. But other than that, I don't literally. I do not have room in my wallet for any stuff like that. I usually try to hand it off to my girl, and then she'll just slide it back in my car. And I'm like, "Girl, I didn't want this. I don't like change. Obama made a supported change, but I don't need change. This kind of change.
I don't need all these presidents in my pocket.
Hell no, especially the white presidents. Damn.
Oh man, they jingling and everything. I don't know.
They all white, minus Obama.
All of them. Shit.
When Obama's gonna be on the bill?
Fuck Thomas Jefferson too. I bet you Bear related to Thomas Jefferson. Didn't you find out you were a quarter what South American or something like that in one of your classes, Bear, freshman year?
I found out I was parts Asian, and we did a biology test, and they had said my demographic was from part Asia and then part of a couple parts in Africa, and I'm well, this is weird.
I mean, it could make sense.
But it makes sense because if you have the whole theory of Native Americans crossing over from the Russia area when the whole ice bridge thing happened in the north and then went down to Americas, then that would make more sense because I do have some Native American in me. Not enough to be casino wise, but just it exists. But otherwise, I'm where did that come from? So I was always confused about that. But yeah,
you want to know something ironic when it comes to being Native American?
Yeah,
I'm actually Native American. Can trace that shit back to my grandmother to she's Native American. Yeah, and then if you want to go a little further to get more Native American, I'm my great grandfather. is actually Native American. And I'm not the one with the Native American card, the indigenous card.
Why didn't you get it?
My husband.
You could have you could have got student loans like just done for it, right?
You know what? My opinion on that is I wasn't involved in the community. Like I was a little bit when I was younger, but not enough to be like, that's me, because I felt guilty. I felt guilty if I did that. But my husband's family, they decided, because there's this all white tribe basically. They went from like the East Coast, and then there was a Christian side of it, and then the traditional side of it, and the Christian ones kind of split off from the traditional side. And the Christian side, of course, was all white people. So now the tribe is all white, basically. And they didn't have like recognition status until Trump was in office. And he signed it because he saw all the white people. And so that's the tribe that my husband and his family are a part of. And they legit joined. Like, and I was just like, you guys realize that that's kind of a slap in the face to, again, I'm the in-law here that is actually Native American.
That's hilarious.
Like you could, and I'm like, no offense, but you could kind of see it.
But wouldn't this be joining back of the clans?
Not that much stuff.
It's come full circle. You split off, and now they're back.
Basically, but I don't have recognition like that. So that's the ironic thing, is that my husband does, who is white as hell, and I don't.
Like out here, actually, like my family has like ties to reservations here, and the fucked up thing about history is that you learn. So, where I'm from, and like my Native American family are from, traditionally most of them moved from here out to Florida, and in fact, there's a big school out there that has their name as a part of their like school team. Like, yeah, so I've been down there to that area, and kind of when I go down there, I just kind of know that every other house there is my cousin. And funny enough, when I actually went to a shitty event that I always talk about that I ended up going to, it's not shitty, it's fun, like it's cool or whatever. Somebody was working there at the bar, had a hoodie that said she was from like my family's hometown. And so like, it's cool. They always have the family reunions down there. I've only been to one, but yeah, like I didn't know until later on that I could have like used that to like get my student loans paid for it. And I was just like, I really just don't like, or even college paid for it. I'm like, I'd rather not, because it's just no point, one, and two, like, yeah, I could probably trace it back down to them because I've got plenty of family down there already that I'm related to. It's just like, it's not worth it. Like that. And then my grandmother's maiden name out here is really popular.
Yeah, but the other thing
I've
is,
literally just ran into random people who are my cousins.
Like, to do that for most tribes, you actually have to trace your lineage back all the way. And when I say my white ass husband's family like wrote in like 3-4 pages to trace it back, I mean, they only give you 2 and they added more. And I was like, what's the point? Like, just you're not, like, no offense, but you're not, and you're not even, if you're not, and that, again, my opinion is, if you're not helping the tribe out, if you're not actually doing anything and actually being a part of it, you don't do it, because that's what people need. And there's a lot of Native American issues, because I actually do have family that is on reservations, which, by the way, they keep getting moved.
Shit.
Like, it's stupid because people don't talk about it, because they're like, oh well, like when that pipeline thing happened, it was on Native American land. That was the issue. Like, it was going straight through there, and they're like, but you guys don't own this, you know. And not only that, but they weren't like, they just kind of started doing it, and then they were just like, oh, we'll move you over here. Like, I was like, what? There are a lot of problems, actually. Like, because
we'll leave this topic after I mention real quick. So, the state that I'm in, to give a clue, because I know motherfuckers ain't gonna look it up, but just early last year, there was a Supreme Court case that ruled that more than 90% of the state that I live on, technically speaking, is Native American territory.
That makes sense.
And
that
so
makes
like when you
sense.
drive around, like when you drive around here, you're gonna interact with people who have like driver's license that do like identify them as Native American from their tribe here. And it's crazy because you do see some people who are very white with that card, or you'll drive around and you'll see people with their driver's license out here. Like a lot of the places, like the names of the cities out here and everything, eat roots in Native America, like Native Americans and everything. And so it's just like, even like where I'm from, technically the name of, or like where my family's from out here, the name has probably got some deep roots in Native America, and they've been able to trace their lineage literally all the way back down to like the first 2 slaves in my family.
Shit.
All the way up. Yeah. So it's just like kind of going from there all the way to, at least on this my mom's side of the family. I've done the research and everything. I don't know so much about my dad's. But yeah, like, it's also weird because like my dad's side of the family, they're all in Detroit. So it's just weird. Like I got like a whole family that live up here, and like a whole family lives out here. Yeah,
That's crazy.
That's crazy, dude. But yeah, that's what I mean, though. That's the reason why I didn't. And of course, I could pass as Native American because I look like it. I could pass as Mexican. I could pass as a light-skinned black dude. I could pass.
Latino, I'm lack of a mustache.
Exactly. But that's the
Troll
thing is like that's the problem though in my life is that I'm so racially ambiguous that I don't fit in anywhere.
Rainbow.
Exactly. And it's not even better because I am actually like part of the LGBT, the alphabet mafia,
Alphabet mafia.
So I mean, but that's what I mean. It's not really a guilty confession on my part, but like, that's just really funny to me that people do that shit. And they didn't have recognition until the last year of Trump's presidency when he signed it in because he saw all the white people. And so now they're eligible to do casinos and they're eligible to get land and they're eligible for all these like benefits and stuff like that. And I'm like, I just always felt so damn uncomfortable. Yeah. And it's not like I'm uncomfortable with my identity because I do. For those of you listening, I identify as black, and for those of you who don't watch the videos, I'm light skinned. So especially now that I'm living in Minnesota again, it's not a secret where I live. I don't care. And I don't get sun half the year, so like this is like a light ass pigment for me. Like I feel weird being this light.
Yeah, you look blacker in LA.
Yeah, and the sun is different. I swear I don't tan here. I swear I just do not tan here. But if I go to LA for like 4 days, I'm back.
Look, I'm back.
I'm back to black.
I got a guilty confession though. So I enjoy ghosting people when it's necessary. I have a history of doing this with various people. I've done it with former friends. I'm currently doing it to family, probably. Actually, I am. And then I'm also just doing it to like, I don't know, just do it to people I just can't stand. And like, yeah, so I'm a professional at it because it works well and it gets me the results. Like, I remember I had a friend who kept bothering me. We finally decided to stop talking. And right at the time we stopped talking, I was gone for a month of London. It was just perfect timing. I was just like,
good.
Peace. Like, I'm out. So it was just kind of like, yeah, I'm probably a pro at it. I've not done it in years. So if my girl watches this, like, I ain't ghosting you.
Bitch ghosted you and took your Casper mattress. Bars.
This is the mattress?
Yeah, like,
just because like, I'm a ghost you, I'm going to take your Casper mattress.
Right. Sometimes it's necessary. Like, you need to just like bounce without a trace. It feel like the first 48 hours, you just gotta be like I always change my phone number.
Quote the first 48 because you ghosted somebody.
That's hold on, I always change my phone number. Like, I don't block you or nothing like that. I let you text me so I can just read it and then laugh at it. Like, I'll do whatever.
Is the foulest. That is the foulest.
Actually,
how can you say
you're a good
send a message read?
I'm a nice person. Unless I need to like take things out of my hands, but like I'll let you call me and I'll just let it ring.
I don't.
Mostly because that's just like as an individual. Like,
I can't believe you.
I don't like people calling me. Like, I've done this even before texting was huge. Like, if my homie called me on my phone, I would text him back like, "What do you want?" Like, I'm not about to. There's only a few people in my life who can call me and I'll answer. My mama, my grandmother, my girl, and my best friend. Other than that, if you call my phone right now, I'm not answering. Like, yeah, no, I'm text you.
And I can attest to that for those of you listening and watching.
Me too.
I could have been dying, leg just like bleeding to death.
You better text me first.
God damn it.
Basically, no, that's the rule.
My watch tells me like when you call me, my watch will let me know if I don't have my phone in me.
Oh, he looks right at it. I know he's looking at it. He did it actually you did it in college. You did. I called you in college because no, but I saw you look at the call because you were in Sexton or some shit, and I saw you look because I was playing a little joke on you. You didn't see me. And I'm over here calling you, and he literally is just looking at his phone because this is before you could just like, swipe it to the left or the right to, move it off the screen. So he literally like waited for it to stop ringing and started playing his music again. And the reason I know he was playing his music again is because all I saw was
put his headphones back.
With his headphones
holding my backpack and just dancing.
Yeah. I can attest to that. Like literally, granted, at that time there was nothing wrong, but there could have been.
You better text me.
Exactly.
Don't be calling me. What I could do? I could have been like, listen to the hardest track ever. Like, fuck, don't call me. Like, text. Because then, like, think about it. I'm playing, like, I did this on my job. My mom would call me. And then, like, I'm like, all right, cool. Then I got to restart the whole song over. Because now I'm like, fuck. Like, so don't, like, fuck up the song. Like,
that is true. Yeah. I do that too. I
get
you.
I get you. I'm like,
you got to get the vibe back.
Even if I'm not listening to a song, if I'm sitting here playing a video game, your ass better text me. Because if you call me and I'm playing, like, Call of Duty and I'm online, I can't pause it. So don't try to, like, be like,
no. Like, every mom believes that you can, so you definitely can.
I've told my mom, like, no. Like, no.
Just pause your game and help me with the groceries. Mom,
I love you,
but there's no pause.
No.
She's like, hit the pause button.
Yeah, I'm just like, nah. So, like, yeah, don't text me or don't call me. You can text me, and then damn sure, if you get annoying, just know that I would probably ghost your ass, and you won't know. Like, I'm one of them people where it's just kind of like, damn. And I know it makes it seem like I'm an asshole, but that's the thing, I am. But you still gonna love me. See, Mark over here, he was all pissed off that I didn't answer the phone call, and he still loved me to this day. Look at that.
It's called Stockholm syndrome.
I've been stuck in this so long.
And you know what? I'm just gonna end it there on ghosting and all that because that's a good spot for me. And I noticed after we did all these other podcasts that we always end on a joke on Bear. So I got one more joke.
Now here we go. Let's go. Bring it on.
So there was this one time. Actually, this was actually when you came to when you were a prospy. You actually weren't even at the school yet. I just thought about that.
Oh. Yeah, this is a good one. I don't remember this one.
Yeah, so you were a prospy. It was you and Mookie's. Like we were hanging out. Like I forgot. I got saddled with all the prospies. I don't know how it happened. It just kept happening. So and I'm over here because the thing is they can't get caught at parties because they're underage and they can't. So that's why everybody else. No, y'all did. I didn't go.
True.
Because I wasn't getting in trouble. I made sure my prospy, the one that I was assigned, which wasn't neither one of you, I made sure that he.
Who did you have?
Remember that one gay dude, that one that kept snoring, and then his phone went off to Lady Gaga.
No.
Like so there's this one gay dude. He was clearly gay, and I'll say that now. But so there was this dude. He was very artsy, and he was a little chubbier. A little shorter, light skin. Like I would say he was around my skin tone range. I would say maybe just a little more caramel. And he had a slightly softer voice. And I remember he actually was sleeping in my room. He slept on the floor, and then somebody slept on the futon because my roommate.
Not the one that got booted, right?
No. He ended up going to NYU or something. But he was laying on the floor, right? And set an alarm because you guys had like classes that you were gonna chat.
I missed class. I was late to class.
But it was something like that where they took you to a class to go, check out what was going on, see how it works, whatever.
Right.
And literally, because he's like, oh, I always wake up early, right? First of all, he snored like fucking crazy. And then the second thing was like, and neither one of us cared. I mean, I was good, you know. My roommate Daryl, shout out to you. Like he didn't care, but the dude straight up lied. He was like, "Oh, that was not my Lady Gaga alarm." I forgot what song it was, but it was some Lady Gaga song. And we were like, "Bro, I don't care about the song. You done snoozed it 12 times."
Oh damn.
He said it. He set an alarm for like 7:15, and he had to be up by. He didn't have to be up until 9 because the class was until like 10.
Damn.
So I'm like, and he's like, and he kept telling us that he always wakes up early and stuff like that. And I'm like, dude, what the hell are you lying about? And then he tried to say it wasn't his alarm. It wasn't mine or Daryl's. And then I forgot there was another guy that was with us. I wish I remember who he was, because he slept on a futon, and I was like, it's not his. Oh, it was that one jackass dude. Oh God, I forgot where he was from. I think he was from Puerto Rico, and he actually had a super thick accent, and he was the reason like some people actually got caught.
I think it is?
No,
I think it is?
I don't think it is.
No,
it can't be.
I'm talking about the background.
Oh no, that's firecrackers. Don't worry about it.
I was about to say.
Oh,
you better stop, drop, and roll, nigga. Damn.
It's on firecrackers. Don't worry about it.
Well, anyway, no, but I had that one dude who was also an asshole because he actually got caught at a party. And he wasn't mine. I mean, unfortunately, he was Daryl's. But yeah, he actually got caught at a party, and I actually tried to call him because I was letting him know, because I knew people in life safety, and they were like, "Hey, if you got prospies out, like let them know we're coming so that they don't get caught." And I was like, "All right, I don't have any of my prospies here, but I'm gonna call some people," and I got everybody's number. First of all, nobody picked up the phone, and then that asshole.
Nobody answers your phone calls.
But that's fine. But that asshole was worse because he had that one of those trick voicemails.
Oh,
he was
no, not the trick.
Hey, what's up? Yeah. You gotta go. I'm like, you gotta go, whatever. I was like, I need you to like let this go. He's like, all right, cool. I'm just messing with you. This is a voicemail. Leave a message at the beep. And it was fucking long. It was like 3 or 4 minutes. I'm like, who can record a whole message that long?
Who sat there just to like record that? Like, that's perfect.
It didn't even dawn on me until like the second minute, and I was like, wait a second.
Wait a minute.
And I stopped talking.
Shout out to Father Hillary.
And then I just was like, he kept talking. I'm just like, okay, this is something. And then he finally said, this is a voicemail. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
Right.
And then his ass actually did get caught. Like, actually. And I forgot somebody else, 2 people got kicked off.
The homie Nichols brought me back on the bus, with Daryl. Because I remember they were playing Taylor Gang on the bus.
Oh yeah.
Taylor Gang, right.
But yeah, my story with Bear though is completely unrelated. So we were
you might as well just end it on that note.
I didn't tell the Bear story yet. So Bear, as weird, because again, and campus has a bunch of shit to do. So I'm like, it's a night, whatever. We can go do whatever. But there's movies you can go. Like, there's a lot to do on campus. Like, college is just, fun for the whole family.
It should have been forever.
Honestly, I want to go back just so I can do.
That's why y'all should have stayed on campus during the summer. What Bear did, but you should have.
I did.
It's like a legit party on summer because you ain't got no class. You just gotta
work the best. It's super fun.
Oh, God, yes.
Anywho, you know what? I'm actually not gonna end on that story.
No,
I'm gonna end on another related story with Bear, but not because of Bear. So this is actually a story that you guys told me because you were working on campus when it happened during the summer. And so they were working. I think you guys did custodian stuff, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't mind that bullshit.
So the reason why, so we were supposed to move into our place for my senior year, your junior year, and we were delayed by a day because apparently during the summer they have people come in, like music groups and stuff like that, and they stay at the dorms for their stay for whatever, like camp and shit.
because they try to like the little high school kids will try to come on the like where the college students are staying and walk to the floor to check out the college, and it's like no, or you try to do laundry and they make it out in the bathroom. So fuck them. I know they probably in college now.
But that's not the story I was going to tell and
Go
Derek
ahead.
just got saved because I remembered this. But there was a guy who was in one of those music groups. I don't know if it was high school or college or whatever, but it was one of the camps, and they were in our dorm that we were moving into. So we got delayed because of him. He broke his knee twerking.
Oh
Yes,
yeah,
I remember him. Oh, I remember that one.
Oh shit.
Oh, I remember that.
So Bear, you done got saved because that's the story I'm gonna end on.
Oh fuck.
That's fine. I totally remember that one.
He was still bragging about it too. Like he came out of like the little dance and everything. He was like,
big white dude too. Like
I was trying to show him how to
big
do it,
white
like
dude.
go to handstand. And I was just like,
Yeah, we was standing outside of the freshman doors. Remember, we was in the circle. I
yeah,
remember
we were outside.
He
in
was
front
like
of Tommy
off on
Hall.
the side, and we was all watching. He was like, "Oh,
Yeah, but that delayed our moving day because I think they were actually technically staying in our dorm and something they had to stay a day longer or something happened. So we ended up having to move a day. That's the reason why you told me why. I was just like, oh, damn, that sucks.
That shit was funny.
That's
Thank you
hilarious.
guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Fuck you all.
Fuck you. Fuck the person in the house with you. And if you're alone, fuck yourself. Fuck
damn!"
the animal that's with you. Like,
And fuck the ghost.
And if you didn't learn something,
if you didn't learn something, shut the fuck up. Because that's what you need to do in life.
shut the fuck up, but rate us 5 stars, please.
Bitch.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel because we do post.
Hey,
there
and
as
tell
well
your
with
mama
video.
she cute. And tell your mama she cute. Like, I want you to know that.
Yeah, she needs to know that.
Hug your mamas.
Yep.
And your daddies and grandparents too. Hug them.
Mm-hmm.
But still fuck them, man. Fuck you too.
All right. On that note, deuces.
Bye.